Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. This is Small Town 6 and my name is Tiffany. Today is another one of those fun collabs being hosted by Tamra from Southern Wife Everyday Life. It is our cookbook collab that she hosts. Usually you guys love this video whenever I've done the cookbook ones in the past. Today I'm going to use this. I've actually used this for some recipes one night. I'm going to be making it out of the Trim Healthy Table Book by Trim Healthy Mama. This is full of this is full of recipes. There is pages and pages and they're healthy. There's more than 300 of them in this book. I got this off Amazon, I think for around $12, but I will definitely link it down below. That way if you guys are interested in it, there's a ton of stuff. I've made actually a few recipes out of it in a previous video. But tonight, my kids aren't going to like this. But I'm hoping, because I've made it in the past with the non-healthy recipes of the tuna casserole, it has been a staple for years of something that I make. But this one is a healthier version, so I'm saying they're not going to like it if they know what's in it. But if they don't know what's in it, they're not going to have any idea, because it's one of those things. If they think there's mushrooms in it, or they think there's onions in it, or they think there's some vegetable that they pretend not to like, then they won't even give it like hardly a taste. Or they'll say it's gross. But if I don't even tell them it's in it and they can't really see it and they eat it, then they usually love it. But today it's like a healthified version of cheesy tuna casserole. I'm also going to be making dessert, so I'll share that recipe after this from a different cookbook. So tonight what we're going to need is 2 bags of frozen cauliflower. I just got these 98-cent bags from Walmart. Just need 2 of them. They don't have to be rice. It actually wants them to be the florets or the broccoli pieces. 3 cans of tuna. So always get the water packed. A tablespoon of coconut oil or butter. I'm going to go with coconut oil because I just like to bake with that. 1 onion, diced up. This is a huge one. Also optional is 8 ounces of mushrooms. That's one thing I'm going to skip tonight because the kids will notice that for sure. Plus, it's not necessary in this. I love mushrooms, but my kids cannot stand them because it's one of those things they can see. But they probably eat it if they didn't know it was a mushroom. Then 2 packages of 8-ounce packs of less fat cream cheese. I just use the Neuchâtel, whatever that word is. Probably not how you say it, but I just use this. Plus it's cheap. It's, I don't know, 1/3 less fat than regular. And it tastes exactly the same. It asks for a 3/4 cup of frozen peas. I'm going to exclude that. I love peas, but my husband despises them. He will not eat anything with peas. That is the one vegetable he will not eat. So if I put a whole bunch of peas in there, he's just not going to eat this. So, also need salt, just a ½ teaspoon. And I'm going to need a half teaspoon of black pepper. And then 6 ounces of shredded cheese of any kind. It doesn't matter what kind, just shredded or grated cheese. And then, let's see, that's going to be all of the ingredients. So let's go ahead and get started on this. What we're going to do is preheat the oven to 375. And it says first to steam the cauliflower until it's nice and tender. Because you don't want it crunchy, because that'll just be nasty. So I'm going to pop these in the microwave. On the bag, which your bag might read differently, but my bag says to pop it in there. I usually do these about 6 minutes because of my microwave, but it doesn't even give you a time. So you just have to read the back of your bag and see what it says. That's really weird. There's no time on this. So I'm going to pop this in here for 6 minutes and then come back to it. And then what we're going to do is get a 9x13 baking dish out. So to chop if these have big pieces, which this is the broccoli, this is probably the florets. Which is really weird. It doesn't even say if it's the florets. But anyway, to chop them up into smaller pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and microwave these, and I'm going to go ahead and chop my onion. Like I said in the past, I hate showing myself chopping onion because my eyes water like crazy. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Also, it says for this topping, you can use some type of fancy, what is it? Joseph's pita or low carb tortilla. You can blend that into a blender. I am not that concerned about it because this is pretty healthy overall. You got your tuna as your protein, you got cauliflower, you got all this healthy stuff in it. So I don't think a little bit of breadcrumbs sprinkled on top is going to hurt anybody. So I'm actually going to use breadcrumbs. But if you want to follow this, because this cookbook actually has like a weight loss plan if you're wanting to follow that. It's got family meals, it's got gluten-free, dairy-free, I mean, no sugar. It's got a million different types of recipes in this cookbook. So I really just like it because I like to add vegetables and stuff into my family's meals with it tasting normal, not tasting like, ugh, she's added vegetables in this. I don't want to eat this. So these recipes take that guesswork out for me and actually make them like home-style casseroles with vegetables in it. So I'm going to use just breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs, or whatever breadcrumbs I have on hand. I'm not going to go and grind up tortilla shells. Okay, so now the tuna is mixed in with the cauliflower. I chopped up the cauliflower. So now what I'm going to do is go over to the stove and I'm going to melt the tablespoon of coconut oil, and I'm going to combine the diced up onions, and if you use mushrooms, combine that, and we're going to saute it until the onions become translucent. And then we're going to add in the cream cheese, the salt and pepper, and we're going to stir all that together. And if you're adding peas, you'll add that in also. And then what we'll do is we'll come back over here to this casserole and we're going to pour all that mixture over top of this. Then we're going to top it with the cheese. And then if you were using the low carb tortillas that are blended up, or they said wonderful white blender bread, don't even know what that is, or focaccia bread or whatever, if you were going to put that on top, you could do that. But I'm going to just, like I told you before, put the breadcrumbs. So let's go ahead and get that done. So if you left it like this, it would be super low carb, obviously. I'm gonna add the pecans crumbs though to give it a little bit of a crunchy texture. Okay, next recipe I'm gonna make on here is dessert. Okay, I love dessert. I love chocolate. So, and I love Joanna Gaines's cookbooks. This I've used in my other videos, and I bake a million things out of her cookbooks. This is the Magnolia Table Cookbook. I will link it down below. This is her first one, which I like the second one, but I make a lot of the recipes from the first one, because a lot of times I have more of those on hand. But tonight I'm gonna make brownie pie. I actually had an extra pie crust from when I made if you saw my last video when I did a recipe swap. I made a Dutch cream apple pie. Oh, and it was amazing. So I bought 2 pie crusts, and since I rarely make a pie, I like to bake a lot, but I don't do pies very often because I've never been the best at that, except for pumpkin pie. I can make a mean pumpkin pie. But I thought, hey, I've got these ingredients, more or less. One of them I don't really have, but that's okay. You can sub. I truly believe in subbing items if you don't have them, because I don't like to rush out to the store and buy like super fancy ingredients. I like to Google what I can sub them for. And usually, more times than not, they turn out just fine. So anyway, I'm going to make brownie pie. I need 8 tablespoons of butter, 2 ounces of unsweetened chocolate, coarsely chopped. I want to use chocolate chips. I want to shortcut that. I want to weigh it out to 2 ounces because I have a scale. And I'm just going to use that because, I don't know, that's what I've got. Then you need 1 cup of sugar, 3 large eggs. But you'll see me using my egg whites in a container, because 2 tablespoons of those equal 1 egg. And then 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, a cup of chocolate chips, which is 6 ounces. And then it says a 1/2 cup of coarsely chopped pecans. We don't like pecans, I'm sorry, so I'm not gonna put that in this one. And then 1 unbaked pie crust, or a store-bought 9-inch deep dish pie crust. And then you can use powdered sugar to garnish the top. So first thing you do, preheat the oven to 350. We'll get that frozen pie out of the freezer. Then we're gonna get a saucepan, and we're gonna heat the butter and the chocolate, the unsweetened chocolate, but you know, I'm using chocolate chips, into the saucepan, and we're just gonna mix it together until it's melted and smooth. And then we're gonna remove it from the pan, and we're gonna whisk the sugar in and pour that into a medium bowl and let it cool down for about 10 minutes. After it's cooled down, we're gonna fold in the chocolate chips and the pecans if you're using them. And then all we're gonna do is pour that into the crust and bake it. It says until just set and the crust forms on top. So about an hour, and then cool it to room temperature on a wire rack. So it says before you serve it to dust it with powdered sugar. So, because you need more sugar in your life. But we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and heat the butter and the chocolate chips on the stove and melt that together. And then we will pull that off the heat and mix the sugar in with it and let it sit, like I said, for about 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So if you need to know 2 ounces of chocolate, I measured it. I have one of these little food scales. I got maybe $10, $12 because I'm super cheap when I buy things. I got it off Amazon forever ago. It comes in so handy for lots of things. So I've got 2 ounces of the chocolate chips here. I'm going to go ahead and mix it with the butter. gonna bake it 350 for 1 hour. Okay guys, there is the pie. Sorry about the lighting, but it has been baking for 1 hour in the oven. And oh my goodness, if you could smell this and see like up close, just like brownies. Perfect. Perfect, simple, delicious dessert. So guys, that's going to be all for tonight's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give it a big thumbs up. Let me know you like this type of content. Don't forget to check out Tamara's channel when you get done with this. I'll have it linked down below. And don't forget to check out all the other awesome ladies' channels that are going to be linked in the description box in the playlist. Because all of them are going to be making something fantastic. All of them always do, and I know you'll enjoy it. Plus, it takes the guesswork out of meal planning if you need some meal ideas. So, can't wait to see what they are all making. But I hope you'll leave me a comment. Let me know you enjoyed it, or just say hey if you're new on here, or if you want to tell me about yourself. I'd love to get to know the people that come and watch my videos, and I appreciate it. So, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.